You've seen the ads. You've heard the promises. Be your own boss. Set your own hours. Make up to $40 an hour. It sounds like a dream job. You picture yourself cruising around, listening to your favorite music, meeting interesting people, and making easy money. No annoying boss breathing down your neck. No boring office job. Just you, your car, and a steady flow of cash. But then you actually start driving, and within the first few weeks, you realize something. It sucks. Because behind the shiny marketing and fake success stories, Uber driving is one of the most exhausting, unpredictable, and financially draining jobs out there. If you've ever thought about signing up, you might want to hear this first. Becoming an Uber driver is surprisingly simple. You download the app, fill out your information, upload some documents, and within days, you're ready to go. No interview, no boss, no complicated onboarding process. Just you, your car, and the promise of easy money. At first, it feels exciting. You log into the app, watch the map light up with potential fares, and imagine how much money you'll make. You tell yourself, I can do this. I can make great money just by driving. But then reality kicks in. Uber loves to advertise big earnings. Make $35 an hour, they claim. But what they don't tell you is that this number is pure fiction. That's before Uber takes their cut, before gas, before insurance, before maintenance, and most importantly, before you spend half your shift waiting around for rides that barely pay anything. Your first night out, you drive for 6 hours straight. You navigate through traffic, follow GPS instructions that sometimes make 0 sense, and deal with passengers who either won't stop talking or won't say a word. At the end of your shift, you finally check your earnings. $87. Not bad, right? Until you start subtracting. Gas, $30. Wear and tear in your car, $10. Uber's cut, $20. Self-employment taxes, $15. When you do the math, you made about $12 an hour. And that's before you even account for all the extra miles on your car, which means higher maintenance costs, more frequent oil changes, and insurance hikes down the road. Then you realize you can't stop now. If you want to make enough to actually take home decent money, you have to keep driving. You stay out longer. You skip meals. You take every ride, even the low-paying ones. You start chasing bonuses and surge pricing. But no matter how many hours you put in, you can't seem to break ahead. And just when you think the worst part is the low pay, in walks your next passenger. Buckle up, because this is where things get wild. You pick someone up, exchange some light conversation, drop them off, and everyone smiles. 5 stars all around. That's adorable. Because in reality, your car isn't a peaceful ride. First, there's the backseat driver. This guy thinks he's a living, breathing GPS. The second he sits down, he's already questioning your route. Actually, I usually take this other street. It's way faster. Oh, really? You mean the street with 6 red lights, a detour, and a sinkhole the size of a hot tub? Genius. Please tell me more about your vast knowledge of the city infrastructure while I, the professional driver, sit here in awe. And if you don't listen to them, boom, 1-star review for not taking the best route. Then you've got the drunk disaster. It's 2 a.m., and you already know what's about to happen. They stumble into your car smelling like cheap tequila and bad decisions, giggling at nothing, slurring their words, and within 5 minutes, someone in the backseat is about to break the golden rule: no vomiting. Now, Uber claims they'll reimburse you if a passenger throws up in your car, but reimburse doesn't mean immediately. While you're waiting for that payment, you're driving home with all the windows down, gagging from the smell, knowing that no amount of air freshener will ever fix what just happened. And, of course, they didn't tip, because drunks, they never tip. Then there's the silent judge. This one gets in, says absolutely nothing, just stares at their phone like they're being kidnapped. You try to be polite. Hey, how's your night going? And they don't even acknowledge you. Just silence. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they're just socially awkward. Or maybe they're quietly deciding how many stars they're going to deduct from your rating for no reason at all. And then there's the cheapskate. Orders the lowest tier ride possible, but expects a luxury chauffeur experience. Complains about the AC, the music, the seatbelt, your haircut, anything to justify tipping absolutely nothing. The moment they step out, you check the app and sure enough, no tip. But they did take time to leave a review. Car was clean, driver was nice, 4 stars. 4 stars? What did I do to lose that 1 star, Brian? At some point, you realize driving for Uber isn't just a job, It's being a chauffeur, babysitter, therapist, and occasional janitor all in one. But here's where Uber really screws drivers, because just when you think you're breaking even, they change the game completely. At first, the money seems okay. You pick up rides, you get paid. Simple, right? Then Uber slashes the rates. One day, a trip that used to pay $15 suddenly pays $8. Uber doesn't tell you. They just quietly adjust the pay structure, take a bigger cut, and hope you don't notice. When drivers start quitting in frustration, Uber lures in new ones with temporary bonuses. But once there are too many drivers on the road, the bonuses disappear, leaving everyone scrambling for the same low-paying rides. Surge pricing? Total scam. Uber tells passengers surge pricing happens when demand is high. What they don't tell drivers in that app manipulates surge zones. In fact, during a terrorist attack in London, Uber's surge pricing went up 4 times the normal rate while people were trying to escape. After public outrage, they had to refund fares, but only after they got caught. And if you think Uber is bad for your wallet, wait till you see what it does to your car. When you first start driving for Uber, your car is your pride and joy. 6 months later, it's a rolling pile of problems. Oil changes every 2 weeks. Brakes worn down fast. Tires constantly need replacing. Insurance goes up because rideshare driving isn't covered. Accidents? Good luck. Uber doesn't care. You're putting hundreds of extra miles on your car every week. Eventually, something breaks. And guess what? Uber's not covering that. When you first start driving for Uber, your car is your pride and joy. It's clean, it smells fresh, and you treat it like a second home. You even go the extra mile, vacuuming the seats, wiping down the dashboard, maybe throwing in an air freshener for that extra professional touch. 6 months later, it's a rolling junkyard on wheels. The moment you start driving full-time, your car becomes your biggest expense. At first, it's just the little things, an extra oil change here, a tire rotation there, but then the miles start stacking up. You're easily driving 1,000 miles a week. That's 52,000 miles a year, more than 3 times what a normal car goes through. That brake job you used to get every couple of years, now you're replacing them every few months. That set of tires you thought would last you a while, yeah, you'll be needing another set before your next birthday. And insurance? Oh, you thought your personal policy would cover this? Think again. The moment your insurance company finds out you're driving for Uber, your premiums skyrocket. Some companies won't even insure you, but hey, at least Uber covers you in an accident, right? Wrong. If you're waiting for a ride and get hit, Uber's not responsible. If a passenger damages your car, Uber doesn't care. If you get into a major accident, Uber's coverage kicks in after your personal insurance maxes out. Translation, you're on your own. And even if you do get help from Uber, they're not in a hurry to process claims. While you're waiting for answers, you're out of work. No car, no income, no backup plan. Eventually, something breaks. The transmission starts slipping. The engine starts making that noise. And suddenly, the money you made in 6 months of driving is gone in a single mechanic visit. But you still need to work. So you either fix the car and keep driving, digging yourself deeper into the cycle, or quit, with nothing to show for it except a car that's falling apart. And the worst part, Uber doesn't care, because while you're stuck with a wrecked car and empty pockets, they've already signed up 10 new drivers to replace you. So with low pay, rude passengers, car repairs, and safety risks, why do people still drive for Uber? Because sometimes you don't have a choice. People sign up because they need fast money. Bills don't wait. Rent doesn't wait. At first, Uber seems like the answer, but then you start realizing you're working more but earning less. You're spending half your earnings just maintaining your car. You're exhausted, dealing with ungrateful passengers, and Uber keeps lowering the pay. And the worst part, it's all designed this way. Uber needs drivers to be desperate because a desperate driver will take bad fares. A desperate driver will accept terrible pay. The moment drivers start making good money, Uber cuts the rates again. And that's why, no matter how much you drive, you never really win. And the worst part, Uber wants it this way. Because the moment drivers start making good money, they find a new way to cut your pay. It's a never-ending trap. But hey, at least you're your own boss, right? If you think Uber drivers have it bad, wait until you see how bad this other job is.